So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again. We are going to talk about some injury news because Arsenal love injured players, don't they? Yay! Anyway, before we talk about Smith Rowe's latest setback, as well as Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, Bambi Lakonga, and Reece Nelson, make sure you are smashing the like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. Check out the second channel, Morley Gunner. It's now Lee Reacts, link downstairs. And make sure you get that up to 7K before I go active in January. There's plenty of vlogs on there as well from last summer. I haven't uploaded for 444 days on that channel, which is kind of mad, really. But I will be active again from January. Big up to everybody who's sharing the content around and dropping the donations in via the thanks option. I do appreciate that. Hit the thanks, press the pencil, write whatever you like, and put the amount. I will reply to you all, and I will pin the highest valued one. But do also check out the last two videos I did. I dropped one at 11:30 last night UK time, and then one a little bit earlier than that. So go and check them out about Mudryk and about Martinelli. But let's start with Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe has a groin injury, which we knew about, which see him have surgery, and he's only made 4 substitute appearances for a grand total of 47 minutes this season. Mad. Mikel Arteta has spoken about this earlier this week, and it sounds like he ain't going to be ready for Boxing Day. And Mikel, and I quote, said, Emil hasn't been able to train in the last few days, but hopefully he can start to train next week. He has been out for a while now. He needs to get back to some speed. We really need him. We're going to welcome him back with open arms because he's a really important player for us. We need him fit and on the pitch. Obviously, we've got Gabriel Jesus out. Reece Nelson, I'm coming to in a minute. But he has had a bit of a setback to his surgery. That came out as well after this. He has had a setback, but this is kind of mad. I can't lie. 47 minutes of football all season. And people were assuming he was going to be back for January. I don't see him being back until February at the very earliest. If he is back, it's going to take him a while to get up to speed. He's going to have to play some under 21s or 23s, whatever you want to call it. And then we don't know how he's going to react to playing proper football, men's football, adult men's football in the Premier League. Because let's be honest, this kid has had a lot of injuries in the last couple of seasons. And this is going down a rocky route. If you cast your minds back to when I spoke earlier at the beginning of the season, before it kicked off the start of the season, I said this is a big season for him because he spent a lot of last season injured, especially towards the end of it. He looked rubbish in certain games where he was carrying an injury. We were playing him with injury, etc., etc. I said it's going to be a big, big season for him because if he doesn't perform this season, then there could be a door with the exit sign above it and a few quid coming our way because as good as he is, and I do rate Smith Rowe, I think he's a top player or a top prospect. If you can't stay fit, it's irrelevant how good you are. We've seen this with Jack Wilshere. We wasted millions on Jack Wilshere in the hope that he would come good and stay fit, which ultimately never materialised. We, fingers crossed, won't be going down that route with Smith Rowe, but if it continues the way it's gone in the last couple of seasons, it's only one way for him, and that's to leave. And let's not forget, he is wearing the big boy number 10 shirt as well. So I'm just putting it out there. If you ain't performing by not getting in the team because you're always injured, then we might as well cut ties. Right now, I wouldn't. But let's see how he goes. Let's see if he comes back. Let's see if he performs. And let's see how we go between now and the end of the season, because we could get a lot of money for him. There'll be clubs out there that will buy him. Obviously, Aston Villa were interested only a year ago. So I don't know. It'd be sad, but this is Arsenal. No time for passengers. Reece Nelson, let's move on to him. Reece got to start on the left-hand side of the attack during Saturday's friendly against Juve. However, in the 21st minute, he had to exit after picking up an early injury. In the press conference after that game, Mikel Arteta stated, "We don't know the extent of the injury. The fact that he had to leave the pitch immediately is not good news, especially for someone like Reece, who is really powerful and fast. While a January attacker is on the way in, is what? Well, you just added that to Mikel's quote. Mikel never said that, and it's not in quote marks. While a January attacker is on the way in, well, we don't know that either, do we? The length of the injury would likely see Marquinhos on the bench more often. And this is the thing. Marquinhos is all right, like, but let's be real, it's going to take him another year or so before he's even ready to play first team football. I've seen enough of him so far to suggest that he ain't nowhere near ready. And if anything, I would loan him because the guy's not ready yet, whether it's the left or the right hand side. He has good bursts, good moments, good little spells in games. But over a course of a Premier League game, no, I can't see it. Not yet. Another year or so, maybe. Loan him out. Let's move on to Alexander Zinchenko. Let's move on to him because this is another guy. This guy's injury record at Manchester City, by the way, was mad. Did nobody at Arsenal check his injury record? Because if you go through it, he's literally had about 11 or 12 different injuries since he was at City. Alex has been covering from a calf injury, which, by the way, was only supposed to keep him out for the international friendlies, which one he was suspended for before the World Cup. But Mikel Arteta stated, Alex is progressing well. Okay, well, that don't mean anything, does it? What does that mean? Zinchenko's issues seem minor, and his exclusion from with the World Cup break matches was probably the mostly a precaution. Well, listen, you can suggest all you like. Yeah, precaution. Didn't we sign Fabio Vieira with a protective boot on as a precaution? You don't wear a protective boot as a precaution. You wear a protective boot if you've got something wrong with you. Yeah, this guy has been out for a long, long time. There is suggestions that he will be in the squad for the West Ham game. He's in contention to potentially start as well, unless he suffers a setback. I wouldn't count on him being in that squad, if I'm honest. I really wouldn't. Kieran Tierney's played all right since he's been in them 3 friendly games. I'd play Kieran Tierney. The best left back in the league, in the world. I don't even want to hear a debate on it. He is the best left back in the world. Anyway, let's move on to Takahiro Tomiyasu, played 3 times at the World Cup, including the 120 minutes against Croatia in the round of 16. He returned to Arsenal with a slight hamstring problem. Shock. And he did not feature in the squad against Juve. Mikel Arteta said Tommy is running on the pitch. It sounds like he could be in contention, for the West Ham game if needed. Mikel never said that. He just said he's in contention. He's in running on the pitch. Ben White's obviously back. He played against Juve. So did Cedric. I don't see Tomiyasu getting anywhere near the squad. Yeah, another guy that started off with a calf injury, was out for 4 months, come back, played in the World Cup, now he's injured again. Why is it Arsenal do this all the time? And especially with defenders as well. Like, you get a calf injury. And what is it with calf injuries at Arsenal? Seems like we just get loads and loads of calf injuries. It's kind of crazy. Sambi Lokonga missed that match as well against Juve after picking up a minor foot injury. Why is it always minor? It's a minor. It ain't minor because it kept you out the squad. It kept you out the game. So it's not minor, is it? Arteta didn't comment on him. So everyone's saying that he could be in contention for the Boxing Day game. I'm not too sure on him either. And listen, from what I've seen of that guy at Arsenal, loan him. Ain't good enough. Loan him out. If he gets good, bring him back. If not, bin. Yeah, really, really, I don't understand what that guy does on a football pitch. But there's like 4 or 5 players straight away. Add Jesus into that. We've got quite a lot of players out injured. And if we don't go out there in January and go and sign some players, I think we're in big trouble. Yeah, and I really do. And I think all the people that have been picking up the rug and the carpet and brushing everything under it. Oh, we're top of the table. It's okay. Brush everything under there. Oh, stop being so negative. No, I can see stuff happening before it happens. And this is why people want to sit there with their toxic positivity saying you're negative when it's going well. No, I'm not. It's actually positivity. Look, if we get injured, which we will, then we should have a backup plan. What is the backup plan? Because now if Eddie Nketiah gets injured, then what happens? Oh, we can put Martinelli in. Okay, we could put Martinelli in. Who's going left wing then? Because Marquinhos ain't good enough and Reece is injured. Then what? Oh, and Smith Rowe's not ready either. So who are we putting left? I don't really get it. I can't lie. The squad ain't big enough. It really ain't. And this is going to be our undoing. You know, we need to go out there and be active. And I mean active now. Like, contract ready, waiting, go. It's going to be announced 1st of January. Bang, you're an Arsenal player. I want to see activity quick. Whether we do or not remains to be seen. I very much doubt we will, but we shall see. Leave all your thoughts, comments and feelings down below. Let me know your your opinions and all of that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the second one and follow all of the links downstairs. I'll be back again a little bit later on with Goonie as well. I'm not sure what time yet, but keep your eyes peeled for that, people. All have a blessed day. We're out of here. Adios, amigos.